We are live. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to fix my Facebook right here while we're waiting for a few people to come on board. Let the notifications go out. And as they always do on Facebook, I set my video as public, and every time I go live, they change it. They was changing it to just me, but now they're changing it to friends. So I have to go back in and make it public again so that everybody can see it and so that I can get the notifications on here. Good morning. Good morning. Just waiting for a few people to come on. We'll get this little presentation. It's not going to be very long unless there's a lot of input. Good morning to you, Mr. Biggins. Welcome to the show today. It's going to be short unless we have a lot of input, and then we'll do Q&A at the end. I'm not going to entertain. Just put your questions and stuff, and we'll entertain them at the end. Once I'm done with the presentation, we're going to do a quick little presentation here, and just educational. I'm seeing so much stuff, and I'm getting a lot of questions lately. And so I want to just put some information out there and clear a few things up. So let's go ahead and get this started. We got a few people on here. Those who missed the beginning can go back and watch it. We are streaming live right now on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. You can watch it on either one of those, and it will be there for you to watch later if you missed the beginning. Thank you for joining me this morning on this little show we're going to do to educate a little bit and clear up maybe a few things. There's some stuff going around and about the president's address yesterday and stuff. I'm going to show a couple of clips. Like I said, this is going to be short. So without further ado, let's get going. Let's get this thing started. We are brought to you by, this show is brought to you by myhelmettalk.com. So please, if you get a chance, visit our website, check us out, see what we got going on over there. We go in a lot of different directions, that's for sure. But anyway, check us out. Okay, so what is journalism? Let's get this thing rolling. What is journalism? You guys, tell me what you think journalism is. Put it in the comments. I'm going to put it up here, and we're going to talk about what journalism is. So there we go. That's about as big as I can make it and keep it on the screen, I think. Yeah. So we're going to use Merriam-Webster's version of what journalism is. We've been using the Webster Dictionary since we were kids in school. Most of us, some of you guys probably don't know what a paper dictionary is because you grew up in the technological age. But us old codgers, we used this thing a lot. It's how we found stuff. We didn't have Google, folks. We had Webster's Dictionary and Britannica encyclopedias, and that's how we Googled as we went and we searched for information. Anyway, definition of journalism right here: the collection and editing of news presentation through the media, the public press, an academic study concerned with the collection and editing of news or the management of a news medium. Writing designed for publication in a newspaper or magazine. Writing characterized, this is the one I want to pay attention to, 2B. Writing characterized by a direct presentation of facts or description of events without an attempt at interpretation. Writing designed to appeal to a current popular taste or public interest. That is the complete Webster definition of journalism. Now, when we turn on the news or open up a newspaper or grab a publication of some kind, we're wanting to find out what's going on. So when we open that up or we turn that news on, and we listen to what's going on. We're reading what's going on in the papers, in the publications, the magazines, whatever, the news, like Newsweek and those kind of publications. We're doing that because we want to be informed and we want to know what's going on in the world, right? Because we're concerned. We all got a stake in this game. We all live here, right? We're all born here. We live here, and well, born here or not, if we're living here and we're citizens of this country, we are human beings in this world. We want to know what's going on in the world. We turn on the news and we expect to find what's going on. Now, yesterday in President Trump's address, he said some things, and it's here's what the fake news media does, and they take it and they turn it and they twist it and to meet their nasty agenda. You got to keep in mind whether you believe what you choose to believe. And in the case of the media, we grew up and we have been raised and we just live our lives watching the news and believing what they tell us. No matter how far-fetched it sounds, it's our nature to think that that could be the truth, except for some people who have questioned. And there has always been a number of people who have questioned. And the funny thing about it is, no matter how, you had to really dig deep to find any information, because the information that they didn't want you to find was buried so deep that it was really hard to find. So I'm going to show a couple of clips here, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. These clips are in relation to questions I have received in the last day. And so I'm going to show the clips. I've gone through and dug the clips out again. And some of these are in my yesterday's video. You can click on the yesterday's video and see them. You're going to see them again today because I'm using the same video live feed that came from the White House. And any of you guys can do this, just so you know. Who's the new media? We are. All of us, everybody that's posting stuff on Facebook and posting stuff on Instagram and writing blogs and running their own websites and tweeting tweets and using all the different social media and everything. We are the new media. We are the ones putting out information. Now, a lot of those I know are like funny stuff and whatnot, but a lot of us put out information, and it counters what the mainstream media wants you to hear. And that is such a cool thing. Right now, we can Google and find information. It should have always been that way. We should have never been blocked from the information, but we were. And so the information that we got may or may not have been good. I'm going to show this. Well, I got 3 clips. I broke it into 3 clips so that we don't have to sit here and watch minute after minute of the speech that we've probably, hopefully everybody has taken time to go back and watch this. You guys, I can't stress enough the importance of paying attention to what's going on in the world. You got to watch. I don't care how ill you feel about the leadership of this country. It is important, more important for you to watch what's going on. Listen, subscribe to the page, listen to what's going on, inform yourself with facts. If you're watching it with your own eyes live, you're getting the unedited version. And that's why I like to do my videos live. I don't like to pre-record them and post them. I like them to be live. You get it. You get the slobber. You get the emotion. You get the mess ups right straight from the horse's mouth. And that's what you should be doing with your with the leadership of our country, with the president of the United States. Watch his stuff. I can't stress it enough. You guys, you've got to inform yourselves. And then we have got to take over the fake news media and spread the truth. Share the truth. Share it with your friends. Share my videos. Share all the stuff you find that you can show that it's factual. So let me pull this video up. Let's get this first video going. Now I have to do it. Dig each one of them up separate because of the audio. Whoops. And I didn't do it with that one. So I got to go back and do it again. I have to share the audio so it's not an echo. So bear with me while I get these taken care of and get them up here one at a time. We're going to watch this one first.
Question for Secretary Wolf, if I could. Just on illegal entries, people who are OTM, how will the turn back process work? Will they be taken to a common area and then put on a plane and sent back?
The reason I showed this clip is if you watch this one here and this one over here, they're texting. They're texting back and forth. And the reason I point that out is because you're going to see a little something next. So watch this really close. Let me back it up it is hard to back it up just a little bit. I think I just went past it too far. At any rate, it doesn't matter. See, it's so hard. That's why I cue these up ahead of time. It is so hard to move this thing just a little bit. But the thing I wanted to point out was those two were texting back and forth, and then watch this here, what happens. They were texting, and that was after this clip, but I wanted to show up first so I could point that out, and then we're going to put this clip up right here and show the media in action and the response of the president. I love how he takes charge, takes care of business, and thwarts the narrative from being twisted. So that's why I'm telling you, it's so important. You have to listen to the thing live, and you have to listen to him, because what you get from the mainstream media later probably is going to put out a different message, and it's going to piss you off, and it's going to be send you down a wrong path. All right, here we go.
OTM, will they be taken to an airfield
That's
nearby?
correct.
Or
That's correct.
and sent back over?
Absolutely.
Anybody?
Mr. President, Mr. President, the checks to Americans. The bill as proposed creates sort of tiers of checks for income. Do you believe philosophically that makes sense?
Well, I believe in a lot of things. I want to get workers' money, and whichever way, the best way to get it. And I want to keep the businesses open too, because without the businesses, they're not going to be getting money for very long. But we're going to be talking.
As it's written, is there enough, or do you
If
want to
there's
see it
not,
juiced
we'll
up?
do something later. I'm sure. We'll do that.
Wall Street analysts are predicting that unemployment numbers could skyrocket next week. By some analysts, say as many as 3 million people applying for unemployment, which would be a historic number in a 1 week spread. So, is $1,000 check going to cut it? Is that going to be?
We're
enough?
not talking about $1,000 check. We're talking about much more than that. We're also talking about doing phases. If this doesn't work, we're going to keep doing until we get it going. And frankly, once we get the economy back, and once this enemy is defeated, the invisible enemy, as I call it, once it's defeated, we get the economy back. It's going to all come back to us very quickly. It comes back very quickly. We have a tremendous economy.
Folks, I showed that because I wanted to show the words coming right from the president's mouth about the checks, because this thing has become a big thing, and they're like, oh yeah, have your first taste of socialism. What you have is somebody who is taking care of the invisible virus, the invisible problem that is been looming in the background for years. And he wants to take care of the people while we get through this pandemic and the things that are going on right now. So nobody can twist it. There you have it. There's the video. Now let's go right on to this next one so that I can get into the what is journalism and what is it not. We're gonna get schooled here in just a minute about journalism. So let's watch this for just a minute.
John, go ahead. What do you say the Americans were scared, though? I guess nearly 200 dead, 14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witnessed, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead.
I
I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Concast. Let me just for whom you work. Let me just say something. That's really bad reporting, and you ought to get back to reporting instead of sensationalism. Let's see if it works. It might, and it might not. I happen to feel good about it, but who knows? I've been right a lot. Let's see what happens, John.
Can I get back to the science and the logistics?
All right. I don't know. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. Speak up. That is the president taking care of our best interest. The reporter, everybody's like, oh, he's got the right to report. Yes, he does. He's got a right to report a set of facts to you and I so that when we get the message down the pike from the newspaper, from the publication, from the TV, that the news that we get, the information that we get is the way that it was said, not the way that we spun it to make us think a certain way. What in the heck, you know? And so you got all these haters out there and getting all worked up about he shut that reporter has a right to, you know, he shut that reporter down. Yes, he did. And I stand behind him 100%. I will vote him. I'd vote him for as many more terms as we could. We only get one more, but he will get my vote. And that is how we stop the spread of this infectious disease of this fake news, is you shut it down, you tell the truth, you get the truth out there, and that's our job. That's our job. And the reason I wrote that, this is to the people that spread the fake news intentionally or unintentionally. When you're sending or sharing articles based off of a headline and you haven't even cracked it open to see that the thing is from 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, or you haven't read the contents in its entirety, you're sharing on a headline. The contents of the article may not be nothing to do with the headline. Now, I'm not saying don't share old articles if it pertains to what's going on today, but if it's something like President Trump's going to take your guns and it's a 6-year-old publication that has no weight, no bearing, no reference, no backup, no facts, and you're sharing it because of the headline, you're no better than these worms out there that is sending the bad message to us, the people, you, the people, me. We're getting a bad message, and that is exactly why. And that is why it is so important to do your research, do your digging, do your due diligence, and make sure that you're not part of the virus, part of the problem, sending out false flags. The news media, I'm not saying that the Chinese virus is not real. It is real. I believe that. The news media has sensationalized it into this problem that we're having today, causing the president to have to respond like he is. They're the ones that instilled the fear. They're the ones that caused everybody to go out and be stupid and buy up all the toilet paper. I get off on that and everything. I just cannot figure out why toilet paper, bread, milk, and cheese and eggs and stuff. I can understand because it's going to feed you canned goods. Hell yeah, it lasts a long time. It's going to feed you. You got all that toilet paper and you ain't going to eat. You ain't going to wipe your ass. So yeah, it doesn't make any bit of sense to me. But it just never ceases to amaze me. Now, I want to show this next clip because, and the president has come under some scrutiny from the far left, the haters, the false news spreaders, the mainstream media conglomerates over this next clip. What President Trump did was he schooled that reporter on the proper way, what he should be doing, the important role that he plays in our society, and the message that he should be putting out versus trying to instill fear, to create a headline, to make himself more money, to make it sensational, to make it sound bigger and better. It's all about lining their pockets, and it's a bunch of crap. And the president schools him on it, and I want you guys to hear it. If you guys watch this, great. Watch it again because it's a very good schooling lesson. Without further ado, let me stop talking here a minute and get it ready for your viewing pleasure. Make sure I got the right one up there this time. Go there. All right, folks, we're going to watch this clip for a minute, and then we will talk a little bit more about it, take any questions, and be done.
Be death. My message to the American people is, number one, you've done an incredible job. Incredible what you've gone through. It's been incredible. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't the fault of 140 other countries where this has happened. And there is tremendous hope. And I think we're going to come out stronger, better, bigger in every way. I think we're going to be a better country than we were before. And we learned a lot. We learned on reliance, who to rely on, who not to rely on. But our country has been incredible, the way they pulled together, including the fact that I just spoke to Senator Schumer. We had a wonderful conversation. We both want to get to a good solution. But it's been really, for me, watching and seeing people that weren't speaking, getting along well, because we all have one common aim, and that's to get rid of this invisible enemy, get rid of it fast, and then go back to the kind of economy that we had, and maybe even better. Yeah, please, in the back. No, in the back, please.
Mr. President, two questions, if you'll indulge me. The first question is, many small businesses are concerned that they have weeks, not months, and are worried about how long it'll take.
We're going to be helping them a lot. We're going to be focused, a big focus, and including my conversation with both Mitch and with Chuck, a big focus of that conversation with small businesses, because they are really the engine behind our country, more so than the big ones. They are the engine behind our country.
Second, if I may start, are you concerned about members of Congress that may have used information they learned on updates to sell stocks and profit off of this?
I'm not aware of it. I saw some names. I know all of them. I know everyone mentioned Dianne Feinstein, I guess, and a couple of others. I don't know too much about what it's about, but I find them to all be very honorable people. That's all I know. And they said they did nothing wrong. I find them, the whole group, very honorable people. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, so the whole group would include Richard Burr, the head of the Intelligence Committee, and it also would include Senator Kelly Loeffler. And so the question is whether or not they should be investigated for that behavior.
Well, it also includes Dianne Feinstein, a Democrat. You didn't mention her name. Why didn't you mention her name? And I think she's a very honorable person, by the way. So I'm not saying, but
So
you know, it's interesting that you mentioned two
senator,
people, but you don't mention one that happens to be a Democrat.
Any senator, should they be
I don't know, because I'd have to
investigated
look
for
at it. possibly, but I find them to be honorable people. Yeah.
You said the other day you see yourself as a wartime president right now, leading the country through this pandemic that we're experiencing. Do you really think, going off on Peter, going off on a network is appropriate when the country is going through something like
I
this?
do, because I think Peter is, I've dealt with Peter for a long time. And I think Peter is not a good journalist when it comes to fairness.
But he's asking for your message to the country.
Oh, I think
You
it's a
went
good
off on
message,
Peter.
because I think that the country has to understand that there is indeed, whether we like it or not, and some of the people in this room won't like it, there's a lot of really great news and great journalism, and there's a lot of fake news out there. And I hear it all, and I see it all, and I understand it all because I'm in the midst of it. So when somebody writes a story or does a story on television, and I know it's false, I know it's fake, and when they say they have 15 sources have said, and I know there's no sources, they're just making it up. I know that, and I call Peter out, but I call other people out too. And this is a time to come together, but coming together is much harder when we have dishonest journalists. It's a very important profession that you're in. It's a profession that I think is incredible. I cherish it. But when people are dishonest, they truly do hurt our country. Yeah, in the back. Please go ahead.
Mr. President, China.
There you have it. A little bit of a journalism 101 lesson for the mainstream media. They play such an important role in the country, and they have divided, they have spread false news for so long that we, the people, believe they're baloney. We believe it, and it's time to wake up. Many have woke up prior and do not believe the rhetoric anymore. And I'll tell you what, those numbers are growing in leaps and bounds. The people are fed up. We proved that in 2016 when we elected a businessman, not a politician, to run this country, to be the most powerful leader in the world, and to straighten up the mess that we're in. We proved that so many people have woke up. They are awake, and they're not going to tolerate it any longer. That's my message, folks. If you're out there spreading news, please fact check, verify, do your part to help eradicate this invisible virus that plagues us all. That's the most dangerous thing that we could have to deal with, is that invisible virus. Help wipe it out. It needs to go. It's on its way out. We will win. I'm confident of it. I've never felt more confident than anything in my life. We will win. Peace, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Any questions? I said I'd do questions and answers at the end. Let me turn them on over here. I had them turned off because I get distracted. And let me see what's going on. You betcha. Amber, Janice, Riley, Alex. I don't know who's still on here. Everybody that's still on here, welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. If you didn't watch the whole show, it'll be posted. Go back and watch it. There's a lot of good information out that included in this video today. Be a social warrior and help combat this problem. There's a lot of places we can go to get the information, and anybody that has questions or wants to know more where to find the information, let me know. Hit me up, message me, hit me up here, follow my posts on Facebook. It's clear. I post it. There's ways to get the information. I said this in every video, and I'm going to say it again. I don't want you to trust me. I want you to trust you. Go find the information. It's there. It's there. If you need some direction, let me know, and I will direct you. Like I said, I'm not going to spell everything out for you because I don't want you to trust me. I don't want you to trust President Trump. I want you to trust you. Do your research and find the answers and trust you. There's people in this video right now that knows that I will direct you. I've directed them. I'll send you up a path that will awaken you. Let me know. Any more questions? Yeah, if you missed the first part, just go back and watch the video. It'll be posted. It's on YouTube or Facebook. It's on both. These videos will all make it to my website. I just haven't had time to sit down and update my website, but they'll all be on my website in my podcast section. So you can also access them there. There'll be an audio only version and a video version of everything under podcasts on my website. So please go. You know, I want to put this up there because this is such a powerful comment right here. You know what I love most about Trump? It's his confidence. He can't be shook, and he can't. I'll tell you, he is a man that believes in America, our freedom, and our people. He gets criticized so hard and so much over wanting to look out for the American people first. And it's crazy. You would think, being an American, being a citizen of this country, you would want your leadership, your president, to have your best interest in mind first before any other from any other country. That's the bill of goods we've been sold. That's the fake crap that we've been sold for so many years and bought into. Some have bought into it. Some of us haven't. We've been told we're crazy, tin hat, blah, blah, blah. You're going to start seeing. You've already started seeing. But what we're saying is true. It's true. You have to dig your head out of the dang TV set. You have to get in there and you have to search your information. He does. He takes all of that criticism for us, the American people. They're not after him. They're after us. He just got in the way. And like I said, there was a 16-year plan and he stepped right in the middle of it, right dead center, and put a screeching halt to the path that we were headed on. And it wasn't a good path, folks. It wasn't. You've got to dig in. You got to look for the answers. They're there. And those of you who want to criticize, there's a certain number of people, there's a certain percentage of the people that are American citizens that will hold the false narrative and never sway from it. I feel for you guys. Some of you guys, you're my friends. I love you, but you are headed down the wrong path. And it's time to open your eyes. Some never will. I pray for you. That's all I can say about it is I pray for you. I pray for us. I pray for our country. I pray for the world. The whole world right now is in an uproar. The whole world is in a fight with an invisible virus. It doesn't just affect our borders. It's worldwide. I pray for the world. I pray for us. I pray for the American people. I pray for our president. I pray for him to have clarity. I pray for him to be able to keep the momentum going and make this place great again. So many people don't understand what MAGA really means. Those people, please come see me so I can head you down a path that will enlighten you with truth. That's all I got to say. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. Love you all. Stay healthy, and we will win together. We've got to unite. He said it. We have to be together. We have to stand together. We have to stay together, and we will win this war.